What's up, Jesse? How you doing?
Doing great. How are you doing?
Excellent, sir. Excellent. I'm glad we're all here today and enjoying this beautiful day.
I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it.
Looks like your hopefully your feed is okay there. I'm not sure if it's working okay. There we go. Looks like we got another person joining us. Okay. So Jesse, today I think what we're gonna do is continue on with some of the scripts, and these are all scripts that we suggest using that we use, that we have tested. We know a lot of other agents that use these very successfully, and it's just a guide. Today we're going to do database scripts, and that would be people that people you've done business with, people in your sphere of influence. Basically, these are the people that you want to be calling all the time. This is where the gold mine of deals and referrals comes from. So it's important that you're talking to them. Right now we suggest talking to them every 30 days because there's so much going on in the real estate market and in the world that, we just want to let them know that we're there, available for them, that we're working, that the real estate market has not completely come to a halt because of all this. And this is just, the normal process of daily prospecting that we do. So Jesse, why don't you start us out?
Yeah, definitely. So these scripts, by the way, you guys are on the Extreme Agents VIP. There's 4 or 5 scripts we have in there. We already went over the expired and FSBO. So they're all in one document right now. We might break those out later, but that's where you can find them. So I'm going to call someone in my COI that I already talked to on a regular basis.
Sphere of influence.
Sphere of influence. So ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, is this Steve?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Steve, this is Jesse with eXp Realty. I hope you're doing well right now.
Yeah, what's up, Jesse? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and just reaching out to some folks. Do you have a quick minute for me?
I do.
Great. Steve, as you probably know, my business is really based on referrals from great clients and people that I've worked with like you. So I was just felt compelled to reach out and ask, who do you know right now that needs to buy or sell a home now or in the near future?
We're not really planning on making a move. I'd have to really think about anybody else. Off the top of my head, I don't have anybody.
I definitely appreciate you even, considering and thinking about it. But can you think of anybody, Steve, maybe anyone in the neighborhood, at work, church, friends, family that's kind of been talking about moving this year?
Not really right now. I'll have to, keep my ears open and see if I can find out if anybody is and let you know.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if you do think of anyone that needs anything in real estate, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. Will you do that?
Fair enough. I definitely
Awesome.
will, man.
Hey, it's great talking to you. If you need anything from me, let me know. I'm here to help you guys. You have a blessed day, man.
You too. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
I appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks for the
Bye.
call.
All right. That's good.
All right, good.
That's typical call, right?
Yeah, somebody that you've probably talked to within the last 2 or 3 months, somebody that's on your normal call list. And what I'll find is you'll after doing this for a while, you'll know who's going to answer the phone. You're going to know who won't answer the phone. It's always important, if they don't answer, to leave a message, and it's okay to text people as well. Some people are going to respond to a text and they won't answer the phone. So, I try to do a combination of things. If they don't respond to a text, I may call them. If they only respond to text, I'll probably call, leave a message, and then I'll text them. And it's just important that you try to reach them and let them know you're there without, you don't want to bother them. So
Right.
If you know what mode of communication they prefer, use that each time and just hit them up, once every month, once every 2 months, a minimum of once every quarter.
Yeah.
So Jesse, what about somebody that you haven't talked to in 6 months or a year, 2 years? I have clients that, before I got real serious about this, that I hadn't talked to in, a couple, 2, 3 years. What do you say then? What's a good script?
Definitely. This is a very useful script right here, because
Okay.
any one of us can let our database get away from us. And so this is how it goes. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, I'm looking for Steve.
This is Steve.
Steve, it sounded like you, man. Hey, this is Jesse with eXp Realty, your realtor.
Oh, Jesse. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Hey.
I hope you and your family are doing well right now. You
Yeah,
have a
we
quick,
are. Yeah.
good.
Thanks.
Do you have a quick minute for me, Steve?
I do. Yeah.
Great. I wanted to give you a call and let you know that first of all, I'm alive and well, and I'm still in real estate right now.
Awesome. I'm glad you let me know that. Thanks.
But really, I was going through my preferred client list, and I wanted to really update the information I have for you. So are you still at 123 Main Street?
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Yep. We're still there.
Fantastic. Okay. And then your email is still steve@yahoo.com?
That's correct. Yep.
Fantastic. Okay. And then the phone number I called, this is your mobile phone, is that right?
Yeah. This is the only phone we use. Yes.
Awesome. All right. I know like so many. And as you probably know, Steve, like right now, a lot of my business is coming from referrals and great clients that I've worked with like you. So before I let you go, I appreciate you updating the information, but do you know anyone that needs to buy or sell a home now or in the near future?
Off the top of my head, I don't know anybody right offhand. No.
And I appreciate you stopping to consider that. But can you think of anybody maybe in the neighborhood, at work, at church, a friend or family that's talked about moving this year?
You know, not really, but if I do, I am definitely gonna, let you know and refer you to them for sure.
I deeply appreciate that. That means so
Yeah,
much
you
to
did a
me.
great job for us. You really did,
Awesome.
Jesse.
Well, hey, you are great to work with. And if you think of anything or anybody that needs anything in real estate, I would love to be your guy. Reach out to me anytime.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do, man. Thanks for the call.
Have a great day. It's a great talking to you. Cheers.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. And I'd say that's very kind of a normal conversation. If you guys are looking for stuff to say too, all throughout the year, there's things going on, right? Like there's tax season.
Right.
You can talk to them about, you can add in that kind of stuff. If you're like, I feel awkward just asking them for business, you can also like engage with them. I know a lot of our coaches we've worked with in the past have said, hey, engage with them about other things that are going on in the market. With the market.
Just Google the current real estate market or go to the, statistics in the MLS. There's a lot of resources in there and just share with them. Hey, Jesse, I was just calling to kind of give you a, 30-second overview of what's going on in the real estate market. Do you have 30 seconds? They're going to say yes.
Yeah.
And if they say, no, not really, I don't. Okay, no problem. I just, before we hang up, I was just curious, who do you know that might be thinking about buying or selling here in the near future? Anybody? Okay. And they're going to know the purpose of the call was, to see if you have anybody that you might be able to refer to them. So it's okay.
Yeah. And we're starting out there because I know when I started making these calls, I was like, I felt awkward, like calling to ask for business and update their. So I wanted to give them something as well. And that's why.
Right. Something of value.
Yeah.
And you'll be surprised. I'm always surprised at how welcoming and happy people are to hear from me. I mean, and if they're not, that's okay. I mean, maybe it's somebody you want to take off your list if you don't want, if you're not going to call them, take them off your list.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're not going to send something to them or you're not going to text them or call them, take them off your database list because it's worthless. It's a waste of time.
Yep.
But usually they're happy to hear from you. So.
Fantastic. All right. Everybody get that? That makes sense for everybody? Yeah. All right, cool.
All right, good.
So just listed, just sold is another source of leads that is great to call because number one, it's giving, again, you're providing some input about what's going on in the market and hey, and people are nosy, like neighbors are nosy in general, right? Like the house down the street was for sale or it sold, right? So the people are nosy in general, just kind of wanting to know. So these are good calls that are real quick to get through, but you can find that person that no one else is calling. So
yeah, typically that's the best part about it. No one else, it's not like calling expired, canceled, or FSBO where they're getting 20 calls over a 2-3 day period. This usually is somebody that hasn't got a call from a real estate agent in months or ever. So It's usually a better call.
So if you guys are not familiar what just listed and just sold means, it means you're calling an area to let somebody know about a property that was just listed or a property that was just sold. It can be your own. It's better if it's your own property. But I've made these calls when it didn't have my own property, and I was calling to say, hey, there's a property that just sold.
And even if you're working, even if you've just worked with a buyer and they bought a house in the neighborhood, it's perfect to just go around and say, hey, you could do a just sold based on you brought a buyer, and you could say that you're working with other buyers that are looking in the area. I just wanted to give you a call and see, when do you plan on selling? Or do you know anyone else in the neighborhood that might be thinking about selling?
Yep.
Okay. So why don't we practice one of these, Jesse? Why don't you rock it out for us?
All right. Ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello. Hi, this is Jesse with eXp Realty. And real quick, I was just reaching out because we just sold a home in your neighborhood. And we had multiple offers on the home.
Oh. Okay. Wow. I didn't know the real estate market was that good.
Yeah, well, it is. And the great news is we're actually still working with several buyers who missed out on that house. And they kind of asked us to reach out to people. So I was wondering, when are you planning on moving, or who do you know that's thinking about selling right now?
Well, I'm planning on staying here until they wheel me out in a pine box. I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy. I love the neighborhood. But I think Susie across the street was actually, they were talking about selling here soon. I know they got a new job out of state.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, hey, you're gonna help me select a new neighbor, it sounds like.
Yeah,
But
I guess so.
it's a great neighborhood. That's why you've been there so long. So, if I could have Susie's information, I would love to reach out to her. So, what's your address? You said
She's right across the street. I think it's 3366.
3366. Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic. And your name was Steve. Is that right? It's what it's showing on the home records. Oh, fantastic, Steve. I really appreciate that. By chance, do you have Stacy's number?
I don't have it, but I could take your number down, and I'll give her your number if that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd love for you to help me again, choose your next neighbor, because you want to make sure you're on good terms with the person across the street, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that'd be good.
So fantastic. Well, hey, if you decide, or anybody else is thinking of moving, like I said, we have lots of buyers that are moving into the area. So I appreciate your time, and I would love to help you out if you have any other questions.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for the call.
Have a great day. Cheers.
All right.
All right. I usually don't get a lead like that, but hey.
No, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
And luckily we already have the phone numbers of everybody in the area. So what I do is I'll ask, do you know their first and last name? And I just, try to confirm what the address is, give them your number, try to get their number, all that stuff. They're usually not going to give it out, but they will tell you it's their neighbor. And if they know their first name, with the software that we have, it usually is, you're going to be able to figure it out pretty quickly, and you can call them. But yeah, I mean,
you still want to sound like a creeper, right? I mean, you aren't like,
no, I mean, you have legitimately, either you or your company has sold a property, listed, sold, or found a buyer for property in the area. And that's why you're calling.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are good calls. If you're working, you're farming an area, you want to get better known in an area, and you can, also along with, you can do open houses, you can door knock, and there's a lot of different things you can do with those calls and those numbers.
Yeah. And I threw out the line, it's not in the script, but I threw out the line. I found it to be very receptive when I tell people, hey, do you want to help me choose your neighbor? Like,
Yeah.
People, they kind of love that. And so I've gotten a really great response anytime I've said that, making these kind of calls.
Absolutely. They do like that. All right. So does anybody on the call have any questions about any of the scripts that we're using? They are in the website. I would, suggest, even if you don't follow them verbatim, get them out, look at them, practice them a few times before you, just start making the calls and get familiar with them, and role play with somebody as well. That's a great way to learn the scripts.
Yep. Anybody made any of these calls? Either just listed? I know we have some people made the database calls. Has anybody tried making any just listed, just sold calls, or geographic farm calls? I thought Robert was.
I think Jim might have been.
Jim should. I have to do that.
You've been doing the database calls though, right?
Yeah, I personally have been just working through my list that I've got, and just kind of building my pipeline through that. So I've had enough to do. I've been calling FSBOs too, and I'm almost going to move from Lamont because it's some of these FSBOs are selling by themselves. So it's just unusual for Lamont, I think. But
Well, that
it
happens, man. I can tell you, I used to get discouraged, especially when the market's going up, that I would call for sale by owners and they're selling. And that happens quite a bit. Whether or not they're telling you the truth or not, I don't know. The
Yeah.
statistics tell us that it's the odds are in our favor that they're going to use a real estate agent at some point to have to list and sell the house. And the reality is, if they are, that's great. But after consistently calling them over the years, weeks, months, and years, eventually you are going to get some people. I got an echo here. You are going to run into a lot of people that aren't selling, that are going to be looking for an agent. So don't let it discourage you and think, oh my God, everything in my area is selling for sale by owner. That could change in a heartbeat. And the next 10 people for sale by owner you call, 2 of them list with you because none of them are selling. And
Yeah.
I always say, if they say, oh, we got a couple offers or we just sold, I go, that's awesome. That's great. Hopefully you're getting a good price for the home, because we've seen the same thing. We've been getting multiple offers, and a lot of times we have gotten offers above list price. So hopefully you're getting the price that you wanted, and you're, taking the most amount of equity out of your house possible on the sale. If anything changes, I do have buyers. Let me know, and maybe we could help you if you don't close the deal.
Yeah. So that's a great way of looking at it. What if they come back and just say, okay, great, you got buyers. If you bring a buyer and, I'll pay you their customers are hip today with the commission. So I'll pay you 2.5% and we'll call it a day. I don't want to list with you, but if you have a buyer, I'll drop the 2.5 on you.
Oh, great. I really appreciate that. What I'm going to do, Jim, is I am going to take a look at the information here. And now that I know you're offering a buy-side commission, I will send the information out to my list of buyers to see if anybody's interested. And if they are, is this the best number to reach you at to set up a showing then?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. After I do that, typically what I like to do is preview the house for my buyers, because I know exactly what they're looking for. So would it be okay if I did that sometime in the next couple of days, either with or by myself or with one of my buyers? Would it be okay this Saturday?
Yeah, that's a great way to do it. Yeah. I never thought of that.
And then what you do is, you can go through the house, and I've got a whole other script you can use when you go through the house with them, but you can preview it. You might have a buyer for it. So it's a legitimate way to get your foot in the door, basically.
Yeah, it sure is. That's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. So, I've been knocking out the phones, and it was getting a little discouraging yesterday. I was getting a little tired, and the last hour or so, I did find an opportunity, and Jesse, again, put them on the active list through KV Core, and sure enough, they got some listings that they want to see. So as much as I have more buyers than I do listing opportunities. I'm trying to change that percentage. But one thing for sure is if you don't make the calls, I mean, I would have nothing. Nobody would have called me by now. I could almost guarantee it. So that's cool. I dig it.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
And
Sorry about that. Thank you, Jim. I think I
Yep.
muted myself there.
Yeah, and buyers beget listings. Again, don't be discouraged. Buyers beget listings because you're going to call around looking for deals. So you'll get more listings from having buyers.
Yeah, and don't get discouraged. I get discouraged all the time, Jim. This is a consistency and a persistence game. This is all about continuing to do the things every single day that are going to help you get more business, prospecting every single day consistently. And I, you'll hear me say it all the time, but whether or not you're going to, if you want to make $100,000 a year, you're going to have to prospect for a minimum of an hour and a half a day when you're starting out. If you want to make over $100,000 a year, you better allot 2 hours a day. And, for me, would I rather be on the phone making 20 contacts or outside in the 20-degree weather digging a ditch for about a hundredth of the amount of pay? So it's really not that hard. It's just a consistent daily routine, and 2 hours a day is not a whole lot in the big scheme of 24 hours a day. But it comes with consistency. It comes with the daily activity of actually reaching out to 10, 15, 20 or more people. And you're going to find the people that aren't able to sell, that are motivated. You're looking for people that have to buy or sell. They have motivation, especially in this market. Those are the people you want to work with. And it's going to take a lot of touches until you actually reach those people. So, marketing is okay, but marketing is an expensive, long-term play. If you want now business, for me, the best way and the only way I know how to do it is to go out and get it. And the easiest way is on the telephone. All right. So anything else you want to add on that, Jesse?
No, 100% with you.
Okay. All right. Does anybody else have any questions, or now would be a good time to speak up? And if you have any questions, concerns, or anything on your mind regarding getting more business, speak up now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, I was on that the site, Extreme Agent site yesterday, and I didn't notice any of the new scripts being on there. It's not earth-shattering, but are we going to up, like what you just said 10 minutes ago, Steve? Is that sort of stuff going to be?
It is, yes. There's going to be, some of it is on there, but it's being updated.
Right.
If you look in the next 24 hours, it will be all updated, and they're going to be split up into for sale by owner, expired, canceled.
With objection handlers too.
Nice. Great. Thank you.
I have those ready to go right here on my computer right in front of me.
And some of the stuff I just rattled off, Jim, not everything is going to be there. Some of that stuff is, you're going to have to learn through time, over time. But we will continuously add more objection handlers. We have a lot of objection handler scripts that we can put in there, just that are relevant to that.
Yeah,
Good stuff. Thanks.
I got some I can share. So
okay. All right, everybody's okay. No questions or anything. Chanel or Rob?
Are we having a call this Friday, or are we back at it, or?
We're not going to have a call this Friday. No, we're not. There's a lot of stuff going on with EXP. The shareholders meeting is all week. And along with that, we're this week we're going to start just doing once a week on the call. And as I said, Jim, if you want to touch base with me for some one-on-one, let me know later this week if anything comes up. For anybody, if you guys ever have questions, feel free to reach out. I don't bite. Don't be scared. Just reach out, ask me questions. I practice what I preach. I'm on the phone in the morning from 8 to 11:30. Just get me after those times, and it's usually a lot easier to reach me.
yeah, if you guys want to role play a scenario, like that was probably one of the things that I found coaching to be worth was, hey, this is what I'm facing. What would you say? What are some good objection handlers? What are some good responses? So that kind of stuff, reach out to us. Let us know.
And I'm going to reiterate one other time because this, I think it's important to say, I know you hear it all the time, but there's not a magic pill. There's not an easier, softer way. You're not going to hear something in one call that is going to magically help you get a lot more business. This is really about a daily process. And if you're not going to make the calls in our system, or you're not going to reach out to people, because you can't really do open houses right now. So that's kind of off the table, so to speak, right now. You can't rely on that. You're going to have to make the calls if you want to make the money right now. There's not really any there's no door knocking right now. So it's either calls or text messages. Can you work on your business and can you work on KV Core and all that kind of stuff and get all those systems set up? Yeah. But I'm assuming everybody has enough time, between 12 noon and 11 o'clock at night when they go to bed to work on that stuff. For me, it's very important that I make my calls in the morning if I want to make money. Even today, that's just how it is. So don't deny that reality that you're going to have to prospect for business. It doesn't come magically.
One question, Steve.
Yes.
I got some phone numbers and email from the Facebook ads. What's the best way to contact them, follow up with those kind of leads?
So you got leads from Facebook ads that you did through KV Core?
Not through KB Core, but I paid somebody to put an ad on my Facebook page, business
Okay.
page, and I'm getting emails that somebody fill out a form.
I would immediately, if somebody filled out an ad form, I would immediately call them and say, hey, this is Chanel Lee with eXp Realty. I saw that you were browsing, through Facebook on one of our property ads. Just wanted to call to see if you had any questions, if there was anything I could help you with.
Or can I email them?
You can.
Call is better.
I would call them, and if you're really uncomfortable with a phone call, text them.
Okay.
They're probably not, text them and email them.
Text them.
Whichever one they respond to, then continue with that form of communication. But you have to reach out to them immediately. Statistically, if you don't reach out to them in the first, I think it's
30 minutes, I think.
it's like 10 seconds, the chances go down by about 70% that you're going to get a hold of them.
Okay. Okay.
And don't let that cause you not to reach out to them. If you don't get to them right away, then get to them as soon as you possibly can, because they may fill out 20 different things with 20 different realtors, and they're going to work with the first one that calls them. And Chanel, don't be afraid to call them. You are very personable. People are going to enjoy talking to you. So just call them and ask them if you can help them with any real estate needs that they have. That's it.
Okay, I'll try. Thank you.
Thank you for the question.
Hey, I got something too. I'll wrap up here. It's so I got a call from another EXP team out of Orland Park.
Okay.
I could look it up if you need to know the name. It's not really important, but they saw my listing in Joliet, and they wanted to advertise that listing on their site. And the weird thing is they went into detail that they talked to Helen, which is our broker here, right?